I started to work with the registry about a year and a half ago. We had an opening in a couple of our dean's positions, and we just had not successfully been able to complete those searches. So we looked to the registry to provide us some support in that transition. And then in the interim, we also had an opening in a VP for academic affairs. And so continued the relationship to help us find someone to help us through that transition. It's been amazing working with the registry. I mean, first of all, how quickly they got me names. I mean, you can imagine we had that dean and then a VPAA, and you're just feeling like, okay, where are we going to get some leadership here? And so how quickly I was able to, for them to make contact with me. I talked about the kinds of things I was looking at. And then, within days, we had a list of candidates that were available to visit with us. And for the VPAA, I brought in my deans, and they were very flexible on setting up a time for us to do a Zoom interview with those candidates. And then quickly after that, we're able to move forth with the agreement and get them started. So just so impressed with how quickly everybody rallied from the registry to help us find someone to get us through this transition. I think an interim allows you to, as I talked about a little bit earlier, really kind of assess where your units are at. What are the things that are really going well? What are the things you kind of need to think about that you want to improve? What's on the horizon? It really brings somebody in with what I would say fresh eyes to take a look at that and help you assess where you're at and determine next steps before you do a search for a permanent leader. And I found that extremely beneficial. I think the strength with the registry, and I talked about this assessment and helping us through transitions, the registry brings in a talent that's, has a wealth of experience in these positions. And I can't tell you how valuable that is. As I talked about with our vice president, our interim vice president for academic affairs, we have extended him. And I think that's just because of the nature of higher education right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, right? And we're having to move, and we're having to pivot and move much quicker than we ever have before. And so I think the interims, again, bring in that fresh look. They help you really assess where you're at. They help you move through maybe some difficult situations that are better served for an interim to work on. And then they help you prepare for that next leader so that when you go out on that search, you know what it is you're looking for to take that unit to the next level. And that takes time. And I think that's why you're seeing those extensions, is you don't get that done in 6 months. Sometimes that takes a little over a year or a year and a half. And it just really helps, I think, at least in our situation, put us in a position to continue to move forward by having our interim here a little bit longer. Obviously I feel really confident in the registry and what they've done for us. Again, all the way from my first contact, the quick turnaround to get me some candidates, the quality of the candidates, once I selected someone, getting them here and setting out their goals, and then their performance has been amazing. And so very impressed with the registry and the work that they do. So with that, yes, within our Nebraska State College system, we've had some other turnover. And because of the success I've had here, I know they're working with the registry right now to get some interim folks in there to help one of my sister institutions through their transition.